Thank you, Alice. Well, everybody, welcome to another edition of Hebrew Fundamentals with me, Mr. Katzman, where we try to figure out how to make sense of all of those ridiculous looking letters and those equally puzzling dots and dashes that are the vowels that make sounds to form letters and to make sounds that form words in Hebrew, because it's called Hebrew fundamentals. If it was Hungarian fundamentals, I would be out of luck. If it was French on fundamentals, German fundamentals, Hebrew fundamentals, I can handle that. So anyway, everybody, I sure hope that you have. Ooh, someone just came in. It's the Mighty Dean. Hello! It's the Mighty Dean. Hello, Mr. Dean. I hope you have one of these, everybody. It's your, ooh, they're coming in hard and fast now. Becca. Hi, Becca. I'm here. It's just not my face. What you're seeing is the chart. And did I let her in? I did. I did. And it always helps because trust me, I've been doing this a long time. But when I first came back, even though I had gone to, oh my gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 years of regular Hebrew school. And then I actually went to Gratz. It's called Gratz Hebrew High School. When I came to Temple Beth Shalom, a lot of this had gone poof, because I hadn't used it as much. So listen, everybody needs a little help now and then. You get by with a little help from your friends. And in this case, your friend is your chart. It's got all of the letters and the sounds they make, and it even has the vowels and the sounds they make. But remember, those vowels are pretty crucial. It's Lamar Jackson. Holy cheese and crackers. We have a celebrity in our midst. It's the elusive MVP to be, Lamar. That's funny. Don't worry, Lamar. We are going to avenge those Chiefs for you. I promise. They're going down. I usually show you one at a time. I'm going to show you the vowels. He's like, oh, Mr. Katzman's being so different. No, he's not. I can't find one of them. So remember the vowels. They're super important. Ooh, another one. Bess Edelstein. I know her. So vowels. I've got them on all one chart. Let's go to the chart. Don't forget this. If it's one dot, that's me peeking in, making sure that I got the right one up there. Yes, indeed, I do. It is one dot, and it always is E. I don't have all my superheroes there, but there's the Superman logo because one dot never changes. It's so strong. It's little and it's tiny, but it's mighty. It's always E. So if this was a, look at that little bell. I'm going to go with the other. That's cute. Let's just roll with the bell. If that was a bet, it would be B-E-B. Ooh, someone else came. Oh, if it was a mem, it would be E-B. If it was a dalet, it would be E-D. Let's go to the next one. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? It's dots. Many dots. We got 2 dots and 3 dots. They both make the sound of eh. At least they do now in modern times. In modern times, they do and eh. So if this was a mem and that's a mem, you would go meh, meh. If this was a Zion and that was a Zion, it doesn't matter. Both of those would be zeh, zeh. If it was a gimel, it would be geh, and that would be geh. 1 dot E. Ooh, you can see them together. I kind of like this way of doing it, even though it's awkward. 1 dot E, 2 dots eh, 3 dots eh. What do we do if we've got the lines? Don't forget the lines, everybody. You know what? I don't care if it's a line that's got like this or that has a little stubby T or a line that's just, it's all by itself a line. When you see a flat line like that and you think, those dots are very uncomfortable. If I was tired, I wouldn't want to lie down on all these bumpy dots, but oh, to have a nice flat line to lie on. And you would go, ah, guess what? You add the sound of ah. Let's see. Mem, ah, ma. Mem, ah, ma. Doesn't matter. Resh, ah, ra. Resh, ah, ra. It's all the same. It didn't used to be, but it is now. All right, so what have we done? Isn't this cool? It's all in one sheet. E, ah. And there's one. Next line, silent. Right on top of each other. Right on top. All it means is when you see these and it's a silent vowel, it gives no help to the letter above it. No help at all, no help at all, no help at all. What a selfish, self-absorbed, narcissistic pain in the you know where little vowel. But it's really not. It's just asking the letter above it, hey, you're a good letter. You can do this all by yourself. I have faith in you. Let's think of it that way. And the silent vowel says, do it all by yourself, Mr. or Mrs. Letter. And the letter goes, okay. So if it was a bet, it would be b. If it was a sadi, it would be ts. If it was a sheen, it would be sh, because that's the sound they make all by themselves. A lamed look. Let's go. Where are we now? You know where we are. You know where we are. We're on the playground. Kickball, kickball up, kickball, kickball overhead. Remember this guy? There it is. If it's up in the air, it adds the sound of O. This all by itself is O. It's overhead. Overhead. If it's up in the air, it's overhead and adds the sound of O. This is the sound of O. This little guy up here adds the sound of O. B, O, bo. M, O, mo. G, O, go. Get it? Get it? Up in the air. O. What about that one? It's ooh. Why? Because it's hitting it right in the stomach. If that same ball hitting you in the tummy, you might say ooh. Now, here's a little weird. Yeah, it's showing up good. Remember? I know this by heart. I do, I do, I do. Slanted, tilted, angled, a little stairway of dots. Ooh. It adds ooh to the letter above it. So if this was a gimel and you added this, it would be g, oo, goo. If it was a nun, it wouldn't be n, it would be n, oo, no. So look at them side by side. Look how, ooh, isn't that cool? Ooh and O and ooh. Let's go to those two exceptions. Exception number one. We just found out that two dots is eh. I know. But, guess what? If there's a yud following it, it's not eh, it's a. So if this was a resh, it wouldn't be re, it would be ray. If it was a dalet, it wouldn't be de, it would be day. Look at that. Eh to a. And what's right next to it? How cool is this? I'm getting so high tech. It's like CGI for goodness sakes. Ah. We all know this is ah. Howsoever, look at this. What if there's a yud after that? It's not ah, it's ay. So let's pretend this was a chet. You wants to find a chet? I'll do it for you. For second row, first one. It makes the sound. I have to prepare for this one. Of, you know, like when your dentist says, okay, rinse and spit. Or as we used to say in Texas when I lived there, and I got sort of a Texas accent. You kind of acquire it. You know, are you getting ready, fixing to spit? My God, that sounds terrible. You must be fixing to spit. Y'all got out all that phlegm inside you. Well, if you're fixing to spit, you got to go. Well, listen, if this was a chet and it was ah, it would not be cha, it would be chai. Chai. If it was a sheen, it wouldn't be sha, it would be shy. Oh, so shy. Hey, I'm going to show you one more fun one because I think we're going to use it tonight. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. This is a chet. That's an ah underneath it. Cha, right? I mean, I just told you. Cha. But what if it's the very last letter in the word? I don't care if there's 2 letters before it or 18 letters before it. If this guy is last and it has the ah underneath it, it's not ha, it's ach, ach, yuch, ach. So this would be, like my favorite word is ruach, spirit, or happy, sameach. The chet makes ach. Well, those are all your vowels, ladies and gentlemen. And ooh, Sammy Wolf is here. Yay. Ah! Thank you, Lamar. I know Lamar's pulling for us. We're right up the road. Plus, revenge. Vengeance is mine. Anyway, so here we go. I've got some of these that my 6th graders will recognize from you know where, the family program, or as we say in Yiddish America, the family program. Mishpacha. It was the Mishpacha program. Ta-da! Some of those in blue. And then I've got some of the teenier old ones like that. So here we go. What did I do? Drop my scorecard? I surely did. For little kittens, you've lost your mittens. I've lost my scorecard. I'm going to reach over here. Got it. All right, everybody. So you know the rules of our little game show. I give you a hint, and you try to figure it out silently. And we're using the honor. That's me looking at the clock. I really should just look down at my computer. So some of these might repeat, which means 6th grade. Good for you. You've got an advantage because you've seen a couple of them before. Well, at least one. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? So here's the deal. A couple days ago, there was lots of excitement in the air all over America, especially on the weather channels and in a tiny little town in Pennsylvania. And people all over America were saying, hooray! Because a couple of days ago, February 2nd, they were saying, hooray! Because I used this one Sunday. Anyway, one more time. Hurrah! Because this. Let me straighten it out for you. There you go. Can you see it? It's bigger than I'm used to doing, and I used blue. This is going to be worth 13 points. Don't be afraid. On February 2nd, lots of people are saying, hurrah! Because blank, blank, blank. Blank, blank, blank. Blank, 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 blank. Sounds like my cat. It's the way he talks. He doesn't say blank, 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 but he goes, talk together. Can you figure it out? Now, when you see these, don't be intimidated. Use your chart letter by letter. I know these aren't as firm. Letter by letter, using the vowel. Vowels are still in red. Don't look all the way across. It's too scary. Make this sound, make that sound. Make that sound and 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 that sound. That's a word, that's a word, and that's a word. I'm going to give you a few more seconds because it's our first one. Here we go, here we go, here we go. On February 2nd, lots of people all over America, especially in a teeny tiny town in Pennsylvania, were saying, hurrah! It's the biggest day of the year. They were happy because... Well, everybody, are you ready? I hope you get it, and I hope you get all... What did I say? That's a long one. I'm going to give you 13 points. You ready? It's Groundhog Day. It's Groundhog Day. Hurrah! It really was. February 2nd, Groundhog Day. So let's figure out why this says Groundhog Day. Now, it's nice and long. Let's take it spot by spot. You ready? Aleph. It's the very first letter in the very first row of the very first Hebrew alphabet. It's an aleph. It's silent. But you know what? You know what? You know what? This slot is not silent because there's a vowel underneath it. What vowel is that? E. So E. And what the devil is that? I started you out and probably freaked a ton of you out. It's a real live letter. It's called a final tsadi. You want me to find it? I will. Fourth row, second one. Hebrew is a little bizarre. Yes, you heard that from me. It has a certain amount of letters where they say, oh, those are footballs, by the way, in case you thought someone was sneaking up on me. See? Um, Mr. Castman, there's someone behind you. It's a knife. Um, no, it's just several footballs. They have several letters that say, look, if you're going to use this letter at the end of a word, you've got to use a different shape of the letter, a different form of the letter. Tsadi is one of them. That's it. Final tsadi, it makes the sound of TS. Ts, like eats and lets and it's. And let's take, I don't know. No ifs, ands, or buts. Ready? Eats, Gimel. Want to find a Gimel? I will. Aleph, bet, Gimel. It's the fourth one in the first row. Gimel, silent, G. Resh makes the sound of the letter R. Am I on camera? Yeah, cool. Resh. Want me to find you a Resh? We always start out a little slow to begin with because I'm pointing out every letter to begin with. Resh, ah, right? Line is ah. Resh, ah, ra. That's a nun. It's on your dreidel. I always say that. I don't know why. Makes the sound of the letter N. Gran. Nothing above it, nothing below it, but we can't ignore it. Gran. There's a dalet. That makes the sound of the letter D. Look at that right angle. Look at that right angle. That's a dalet. And it's the fifth one in the first row. Ground, silent letter, silent vowel rather. Ground. Woohoo! There's a hey. Look at that little thing that looks like a maze. You know, you have to go in here and then try to find your way out. Well, guess what? It makes the sound of the letter H, which is simply you blowing air out of your lungs like this. Well, what's underneath it? An ah, ha, and there's a gimel. Ground, ha, g. Groundhog. Dalet de, dalet a day. 13 big fat points if you said eats Groundhog Day. And I swear to God, it's Groundhog Day. Meaning that's how you pronounce it. It's not Groundhog's Day. It's Groundhog Day. Ready? Let's do another. Ooh, scoreboard. Scoreboard. 13 points for all of you on the honor system. 13. Here we go. So when when the little groundhog comes, well, he doesn't come out of his burrow. When they reach down and grab the poor little guy and hoist him up into the air, they're actually checking something. They're hoisting the little groundhog into the air, but they're not looking at the groundhog. They're looking at the ground. They want to see if the sun is shining or not. And there's this certain thing that if you see. Anyway, when it comes to me, and the older I get, the less I like the cold. This is what I say when they lift Punxsutawney Phil up in the air. Ooh, that might be a clue for something coming. I'm saying to that little groundhog this. 10 points. I'm saying this. I'm pleading with the little groundhog. No, don't do this. This is my plea to the little groundhog being hoisted up into the air in front of his adoring thousands of fans, and probably adoring millions and millions of fans across America at the break of dawn as the sun rises on TV. He's kind of a national celebrity. I'm not sure if he's a worldwide celebrity. It has become a bit of an American thing, though I'm told this tradition could come from two places. Some people say it may have come from a Native American tradition, or some people say that it might have come from Europe. And Europeans who migrated from their part of the world to ours brought this. Either way, neat, neat, neat. This is what I am saying to myself out loud when they lift that poor little groundhog up in the air. You want to know what it is? I hope you got it. So you get all 11 points. I'm saying to that groundhog, no shadow, please. No shadow, please. Because if he sees his shadow, what do they say? It's kind of, you ready for your word of the day? Counterintuitive. Counterintuitive means it's not what you think it would be logically, because you think if he sees his shadow, it's sunny out, right? Which means spring is a coming. No. If he sees his shadow, they say we're getting 6 more weeks of winter. If he doesn't see his shadow, spring is on the way. Odd. Guess what? Spring's coming anyway. All right, let's figure this out. No shadow, please. If you like the superstition and you like the mythology of the groundhog. Ready? Nun, oval, right? Overhead. N, o, no. Now, what is this? We've got 3 prongs, but we've got a dot. That's not a vowel. I'm always going to put the vowels in red for you. I promise. So this is part of the letter. And because that dot is part of the letter and it's on the right side of the 3 prongs, this is a shin. Makes the sound of the letters sh, 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 sh. What's like what's underneath it? Eh. So sha. There's no sound in Hebrew. Like if you had an itch on a part of your body behind you and you were from Israel, you wouldn't say, could you scratch my back? They would say, excuse me, please. I know I'm perhaps intruding, but could you scratch my back? They just don't have it. So, sha, dalet, nothing above it, nothing below it. We can't ignore sha, did, and there's the O again. No shadow, dot, dot, dot. Upside down G thingy with a dot in the middle. It's a pay. It makes the sound of the letter P. Want me to find it for you? I will. 3rd row, 3rd from the end. P, silent, P. Llama, llama, llama. Makes the sound of the letter E. Kind of looks like a llama, you know, with its neck. And it's more like a camel, actually, but I'm going to say it's a llama. Makes the sound of the letter L. See it? See it? Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Llama, llama, lamed. Where is it? It's in the 2nd row, 2nd from the end. E. Puli. You're going to get used to these yods. We used to need them. You'll see lots of them and you'll say they don't do anything. They used to make this E, but now it's a superhero. And just get used to seeing them. So we got, remember, it's a superhero. I don't care what's after it. It's still E. Pali, and there's a Zion. Makes the sound of the letter Z, or as they say in Europe and South America, Z. Did you ever hear anybody from South America or England talk about those little stripy horses in Africa? They will say, everybody should take a look at the beautiful zebra. They say zebra. Works for me. Makes the sound of the letter Z. Last one on the 1st row. See, it's got a little sideways beanie. No shadow, please. 11 points if you got that one. Let's keep going as I lose my marker. But I have many markers. Are you ready? Let's not do that one. Let's save that one. So if you're in Punxsutawney, right? Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, home of Punxsutawney Phil. You know, Punxsutawney Phil, the groundhog, and they lift him way up in the air. So if you're, he really does sit up like this. So if you're in Pennsylvania, Punxsutawney, and you're cheering, like, you go, Phil! Some people might cheer this and then correct themselves and go, wait a minute, can I say that? Maybe I should just say this about him. Are you ready? This is a way that people are going to go, love you, Phil. Ooh, maybe I should say we love you in a different way. I know, it's confusing. Are you ready? This is going to be fun. This is one way to cheer on Punxsutawney Phil, but maybe you have a second thought and cheer him on another way. I'm going to give you 2 Philadelphia Eagle touchdowns for this. That's 14 points. If we don't go for 2. Why do coaches chase 2 points so early now? It makes no sense. And I hope Nick Sirianni does not. 14 points, cheering on Punxsutawney Phil. One way, catching yourself, and then deciding maybe you should do it another. Good luck. Punxsutawney Phil! ... Maybe you should say it another way. See? Okay, ready? Oh, this is so fragile. Fragile. That's a word. That's a word. That's a word. That's a question mark. And then that's a word. That's a word. And that's a word. Exclamation point. It's kind of funny. I'm trying to have a little silly fun here. People might look at Phil and go, "Ooh, wait a minute. Is he really that? Can I say that? Maybe I should correct myself and call him something else." I'm giving you, oh, I don't know. I just forgot. Oh, right, 14. Gosh. I did that a couple times at the family, the Mishpacha program. It's like I drifted off into dementia. Scary stuff, man. Scary stuff. So 2 words or 2 sentences, a bunch of little words, 14 points. I might start out screaming enthusiasm for Punxsutawney Phil and then catch myself. That would be my first scream of enthusiasm. And then I might catch myself and go, ooh, maybe I should say this about Punxsutawney Phil. I'll give you 14 points if you figure it out. I'll give you 14 points if you figure it out. Ready? Honor system, honor system. Here we go. Here we go. I'll give you one more closer look. That's a word. The second one is a word. The third one is a word. Now we go on, and that little guy, 1 letter, 1 word. 1 letter, 1 word. Oh, look, a little hand. 1 letter, 1 word, and then a long word. That is what we're all about. You think you got it? You think you got it? Well, I'm going to tell you, because it's a long one. Are you ready? If I saw Punxsutawney Phil being held aloft in front of his adoring fans, I might say, "Come on, Phil, you the man." Wait a minute, you the man? Ooh, maybe I should say, not you the man, you the rodent. Not you the man, you the rodent. Because they are rodents when you think about it. I mean, squirrels, don't we love them? But they're just rodents with long tails. And God bless Phil. He's cuddly and fuzzy and he's a celebrity, but in the end, he's a rodent. You the man? No, you the rodent. If you got that, give yourself 14 big points. Let's figure it out. See, sometimes this yud is a letter. It's always a letter, but sometimes it carries weight like this. I'll find you the yud. It's in the second row, and it's the third one over. It makes the sound of the letter Y. How do we do that? Y. What's underneath it? The ooh, you. Now what's this? It's a dalet. Right angle. We found this before. It makes the sound of the letter D. What's underneath it? Ah, I can lie down on that line. Ah, you, da, da. And what do we have here? Mem. Ooh, we haven't talked about a mem yet today. You want me to find you the mem? I will. Second row, last one. Makes the sound of the letter M. M. You know, our one that looks like a little igloo with a chimney that you have to wear mucklucks because it's so cold. Meh. And what is that? It's a final nun. That long piece of, it's kind of blueberry licorice now. That long piece of blueberry licorice is a final nun. You want me to find it? I will. Third row, third one. It's not a regular nun, but it does the same thing as a nun. It makes the sound of the letter N. You, da, men. I know, there is no ass sound. Remember we talked about scratch your back? No, scratch my back. So in Israel, they would say, oh, look at that groundhog. And then you correct yourself and you go, wait a minute, maybe I should say you Da, resh, oh. Remember that resh, which makes the sound of the letter R? Want me to find it? Fourth row, fourth one, resh, o, row. Dalet, ro, de, nun. Nothing above it, nothing below it, can't ignore it. Roden, and that's a tav. It's got that beautiful little big hook, and it has a dot in the middle. Even if it doesn't have a dot in the middle, it's a tav. There are three letters. I don't know why. Well, I sort of know why. There's two of them. But there are three letters that make the sound of the letter T in Hebrew. Whether you take a dot in this or not, it's a tav, makes the sound of the letter T. Rodent. Yuda man. Yuda rodent. All right, all right, all right. So, Punxsutawney Phil had his day. And I'm told, unfortunately, that little rodent, bless his little heart, he saw a shadow. Why, Phil? Why you do this to me? Why, Phil? Um, it was so he had his day in the sun, no pun intended. So anyway, yesterday I was kind of celebrating or in anticipation of another coming event. And I had these letters in mind, and it has to do with the Super Bowl, and it has to do with me sitting at home. I don't do this at home. Well, I guess I do. I mean, if it gets nuts, I will, if I'm watching my Eagles. But definitely when I go to a game and I'm live in person with all those crazy fans, like when you go to an Eagles game in DC to watch the Commanders, they're really good, actually, the Commanders. There's like 40,000 of my friends in green, and we all, some people think, oh my God, you guys, can't you spell? Yeah, we can spell and we like to do it. I wonder if you can figure this out. I'll give you 12 points. Spell with me during the Super Bowl. Come on, all you Ravens fans, we're going to beat those Chiefs for you. Come on, all you Buffalo Bills fans, we're going to beat those Chiefs for you. Come on, all you Taylor Swift fans, we have her brother-in-law, the better Kelsey. Anyway. Anyway, here we go. I wonder if you can spell along with me. The green are just dashes. What the heck is going on here as I cheer for my birds? I know, Baltimore Oriole fans, but we call our baseball team the Birds. Yeah, we had it first. 1933 is when we started. I wonder if you can make out this cheer that all of us Eagle fans love to do together. Although there's one Eagle fan who could not figure it out. Bless her heart, the mayor of Philadelphia. She couldn't spell. Just YouTube it. Embarrassing. But she's not my mayor. She's the Philly mayor. See if you can figure out what's on this. See if you can figure it out. It's the cheer that we all do after we sing our song. Here, while you're trying to figure out what I've got up here, whoops, I will sing it for you. Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. Fight, Eagles, fight. Score a touchdown, 1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high. Watch our Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. And then this happens. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's use the honor system. I hope you got it. Are you ready? You know what this says? E, A. Now there is no G, soft G, or J sound. There just isn't. So if someone saw some strawberry preserves in Israel, they wouldn't say, oh, it's a jar of preserves. They'd say, oh, it's a big jar of preserves. Or you want to play shump rope? Shump rope? What's shump rope? You know, we turn the rope and we shump up and down. Yeah, right. Well, fine. So there's no, but even if you said what it's pronounced as, don't worry about it. E-A-C-L-E-S. It doesn't say eagles. E-A-C-L-E-S. So you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. Letter by letter by letter by letter. That's an aleph, and it's silent, but the slot is not silent. Get used to those yods. Superhero E. Here's another one. I think I'll switch hands. There we go. Now that is another aleph, silent, but the slot isn't silent. What do we got? Two dots. A, E, A. There is my sheen, which makes the sound sh, 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 right? What's underneath it? E, E, A, she. There's the yod. Don't worry about it because that's a superhero. Remember, there is no j sound. So if you said, I don't know what E, A, she, L, G, L, E, A, she, L, E, S is, you did it right. Give yourself the points. If you couldn't figure out that it was the letter G and you said, but it sounds like she, you got it right. E, A, she. Aleph, silent, but not the slot. Lama, lama, lamed. L, E, A, she, L. E again, silent, but the slot isn't. E. And what do we got here? Whoa. Whoa. There's a couple of new ones. What is this? It's called an ayin. That's an aleph. It's a silent letter. That's an ayin. It's a silent letter. Want me to find it? I shall. Il promessa, principessa. Third row, fifth letter, almost dead center. It's silent, but it's called an ayin. But the slot is not silent. The slot is not silent. Eh, eh, eh. And what do we have here? My face without a face. My cartoon head without a face. It's called a samach, face without a face. Want me to find it? Third row, fourth one, next to the ayin. Isn't that cool? Makes the sound of the letter S. E, A, she, N, E, S, E, guys. That's what we cheer. We don't say e-shells. Anyway, so what was that? Ooh, I lost track of my scoring and I keep losing. We had 14. And if you got that, I'll give you another 12. I'll give you another 12. Here's another one. On February 2nd, we found out there was another embarrassing event, which was, well, continues to be until I'm, on angel's wings. It's my birthday. And so it's kind of a triple header event, Got to celebrate Groundhog Day, sort of got to celebrate my birthday, got to celebrate the coming Super Bowl. And everybody was so kind. They sang happy birthday, but they didn't sing it in Hebrew. This is how you say happy birthday in Hebrew. Now, remember that you're going to see highlighted like a comic book explosion. When you see that highlight like a comic book explosion, that's that special thing that happens to a chet and an ah. How do you say happy birthday in Hebrew? You say it like this. They sing it just like we do, but they just use different words. Your name. This is how you say happy birthday. Be'ivrit. Be'ivrit in Hebrew. Roll, roll. Yep, this is how you say it. And see that really cool cartoon highlight? That's that special, special, special exception that we talked about. So it's 1, 2, 3. How do you say happy birthday in Hebrew? You say it just like this. You say it just like this. And hopefully you say it with a lot of spirit. How do you say spirit? Spirit is ruach. There's a hint. Ruach is not in here, although I want you to say it with spirit. But that's a kind of a clue. Remember this guy. You think you'll remember how to say happy birthday in Hebrew? I'm going to tell you. You get, let's do 12. You get 12 if you get this. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. Oh, yom. Oh dear, I hope they got that one. Yom huledet. Yom huledet. Asameach. And there's the ach. Remember, it's not samecha, it's sameach because it's the last one. Yom huledet sameach. Ooh, Ben must have left and now he's back. Yom huledet sameach. Yom huledet sameach. Ready? Y. It's a yud. We found the yud before. It makes the sound of the letter Y. Y. Nothing above it, nothing below it. Move on. Ooh, there's the O vowel. Y, O, yo. This square, not quite as square as I wanted it, more of a fat rectangle, is a final mem. It's the first one in the third row. It's another one where they say you got to use the final version of the letter if it's last. Yom. It's a final mem. Well, there's that hay that looks like a maze where you just blow air out of your lungs. There's nothing above it, nothing below it, but I just can't blow air. Oh, look what's going on. So you move on. I don't ignore it, but I move on. There's an oo vowel right after it. So, ooh, ooh. And there's a lama, lama, lamed, hu, le. There's a dalet, hu, le, de. And there's a tav. I heard a little ding on the computer. I wanted to make sure I got whoever was needing to come in. There's that tav. Wait a minute, Katzman. There's no dot. Yeah, it's got the hook, but there's no dot. Dot or not. Remember that catchy phrase. Dot or not, it's a tav. Yom huledet. Yom huledet. And what is this? 3 prongs, right? Must be a sheen. It's on the left. So it's called a sin. Makes the sound of the letter S. We've got a samach with the face without a face, and we got the 3 prongs on the left. Sin, sa, mem, me, sa, me. And remember this? It's the last letter. And because it's got that chet, has the underneath it, it's not samecha. I'll find you that chet. Second row. First one. But you don't go cha, you go ach. Yom huledet sameach. And that is how you do that. And that was another big fat amount of points. Okay, folks, I got another one. So anyway, lately I've cared a little bit less, although it still bothers me, with each succeeding birthday, how old I am. It's just really depressing sometimes. But some of the parents were saying, "Oh, so you're this many years?" And I went, "No, I'm older." And I think if some of my students heard it, and I think if some of the parents heard it, they might say to themselves, they would say this if they heard when I was really born. It's scary. They would say this to themselves. And I'll be generous again. Let's make it 2 touchdowns. I'll give you 14 points. Again. Ooh, I've got plastic in my face. There. Can you see it now? That's a long one. There. If you were a parent or a student and you thought, well, he's kind of a nice looking young fella for, a grown up. He's not bad for a grown up, for an older grown up. Seems like he's got a little bit of energy. Okay, cool. Yeah, I figure he's about this. And then when you heard, oh, they might say this. If you are a student or a parent, you might say this about good old Mr. K. The first word has a highlight right to begin with. And then the green is just punctuation or underline. Okay? It's just punctuation or underline. Can you all see it? So I'm going to give you 14 points for this because I'm feeling good. I'm checking the time. Okay, we got lots of time. I wonder how many of you will get this. This is an exclamation like, wow! Only it's another word for wow. And this is the beginning of a sentence of these 1, 2, 3 words. Remember, just get used to these. We used to need them to make this E. Now it is a superhero. It is always E, but we can't go erasing so many of the yuds that you'll find in the Siddur and in the Torah. Okay? Just I want you to get used to seeing these, but it doesn't matter what follows because this is always a superhero. So when people may have heard when my actual birthday was, they might have said this and then this, and this together. You think you're going to get all 14 points? You think you're going to get all 14 points? Here we go. Honor system. They might have said, yikes, yikes, he's so old. Yikes is kind of like an old-timey OMG. Yikes, yikes, he's so old, which is true. You ready? Why is this yikes? Yud, ya. Yud, ya. Yud, yai. What is that? It's a letter with a vowel. It's my favorite letter on the planet. In Hebrew, it's called a kuf. It makes the sound of the letter K. It kind of looks like in English, if you think you're reading English again, going that way, kind of looks like a fancy letter P, but it's a kuf. And what's underneath it? We can't put the vowels underneath there because it's such a long letter. So we jam it up under here. Yike, yike. And there's my face without a face, samach. Yikes. Hey, he. Get used to it. Sideways beanie Zion. Yikes. He's face without a face, samach. But what's above it? A vowel. So. Yikes. He's so. Sound right there. Remember, it's up in the air. O, lama, lama, lamed, old, dalet, old. Yikes, he's so old. That's what some of you might say. I would say it. I don't like looking at the date. All right, well, that was a fat 14 points because I love you, love you, love you. Let's get to some other ones. Not that one. Okay, this is a silly one, but remember, remember, you don't need to know football if it's a football question. You don't need to know nuclear physics as if it's a nuclear physics question. You don't need to know brain surgery if it's a brain surgery question. As long as you can sound it out and make the sounds together and say that word, even if you don't know that word, say it properly, you got it. So as I tell you that this is my new favorite superhero in green, I might say this. I might say, oh, when I see him. I might say this. All right, everybody. Now I'm going to tell you something. There is no W sound in Hebrew. Remember? Someone from the land of Israel, Eretz Yisrael, if they saw a large swimming mammal that was very pale, they wouldn't say, what a big white whale. No, someone from Israel would say, ooh, what a big white whale. So I needed to use that to make a W sound. This is me getting all gooey, gooey fanboy over the best running back on the planet. Good luck. That's his name. That's his first name. And that's me being a fanboy, being all gooey and gushy. Not squishy, but gooey and gushy about, oh my gosh, how do you not fall in love with this guy? That's his name. That's me expressing my delight. for his presence. I will give you, well, that has 2 exceptions in it. Oh, well, his number is 26, so I'll give you half of his number, 13. I'm kind of giving it away for those of you in the football know. But even if you're not in the football know, like I said, this could be any subject. We could do automobile mechanics. I know nothing about it. But if I looked at a book that had all the parts of an automobile and I just did my research, I could list them. And as long as you could sound out carburetor, well, that's fine. This is me, this is his name, and this is me getting all happy and worshipful about him. This is his name, and remember, I had to use this. There's no W sound. I wonder if you all got it. I'm going to give you half his number. 13 big, juicy, fat points. You think you can figure it out? You think you can figure it out? And if you're close, like if you don't know his real name, but you pronounce the Hebrew properly, you got it. Are you ready, folks? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Tick, tick, boom. Saquon. That's how you would pronounce the Hebrew. Saquon or Saquon. Saquon Barkley. Saquon, my hero. My hero. Saquon, my hero. I love him. Kind of like the Eagles' Messiah. Check this out. He comes from Bethlehem, for goodness sake. Pennsylvania. Really? How about that one? It's all coming together. Are you ready? Sin e se. Sin e se. Koof. Silent. K, k, k. Want me to find that koof for you? Remember that? Bottom row, third one. Makes the sound of the letter K. Vet. Aleph, bet, vet. Third one, first row. Makes the sound of the letter V. Sake, von. Remember silent vowel. K, k, k. Sake, va, final nun. It's blueberry licorice today. Sake, von, dot, colon, mem, ma. Mem, my. There's a hey, blowing air out of my lungs. And what's underneath it? A superhero. I just gave it away, right? The strongest little vowel in the world. E, he, get used to those yods. Resh, o, hero. Saquon, my hero. And he is too. So there. Let's see what else I got here. Ooh, let's go back to some old school ones. I got some fun old school ones. Okay, you ready? Let's do some Kansas City trivia. Yeah, Kansas City, gross. It's okay. I mean, you got to hand it to him. So I was looking for Kansas City trivia. And I found this little piece of trivia. And I thought, no, can't be. No. This can't be about Kansas City. And this is the piece of trivia and then my reaction to it. This was actually invented, first put on the market in Kansas City. I think you've all had one, but it first made its appearance, oh God, 40, 50, no, not 40, probably 60 or more years ago. Yeah, in Kansas City. I guarantee you've all had, well, no, I can't guarantee it, but I think you've all had one. This is what happened. This was invented, first put on the market in Kansas City to all the happy customers there and my reaction to it. You ready? Go. That's a word because there is no TH sound in Hebrew, so I had to come up with something else. That is the product, and that's my reaction. This was invented. I looked it up. You can look it up. This was invented in Kansas City. Maybe that's why they all have such a nice disposition. And they also have heart disease, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to be nice here, but I swear to goodness, this is real live Kansas City trivia. This thing was invented in Kansas City. That's a word. That's the product. That's my reaction. I'll give you 10 points if you get it. Are you ready? Are you ready? I want to squeeze in one more. I'm going to tell you, believe it or not, this was invented in Kansas City, and this is my reaction to it. The Happy Meal. And then me, when I heard it, went, really? Really? I swear, the Happy Meal was invented in Kansas City at a McDonald's, of course, but they called it a Happy Meal for the first time in Kansas City. Good God. Philadelphia's got Ben Franklin and William Penn and the Liberty Bell, and they got a Happy Meal? Zion za. Hey, he. Hey, upside down G thingy with a dot. Remember, you want me to find it? Third row, third one from the end. EP, happy, dash, mem, me, lamed meals. A happy meal, period. Resh, re, lamed, li. Really? Oh, God, I forgot the really. Why wasn't anybody screaming at me? You should all be screaming at me. Let me see if I have a red marker. I forgot one. I don't have red. Will you accept pink? Sure, Mr. Katzman. If you got that, give yourself 15 points. Because that was with a mistake. It's going to be pink. There it is, the Happy Meal, really. If you got it without, it's 15. And you know what? Everybody just give yourself 15 points because you deserve it. All right, last one. Last one. You ready? They can have their Happy Meal. They can have their barbecue. Because Kansas City claims to have the best barbecue. Trust me, I lived in Texas for 10 years. They don't have the best barbecue. But when it comes to Philly, baby, we got the hoagies, we got tasty cakes, we got cheese steaks. You go down to the corner Wawa, get yourself maybe a nice bottled water. And you also get one of these. You get them at the game or you get them in a Wawa. They're the best. 8 points, 9 points, 9 points. There is only one kind. Everybody in the world says, no, they have them at the mall. They have them in my city. There is only one. It's like, yeah, they got pizza all over the place too. But if you've had pizza in New York, in New York City, you know there's a difference. There's bagels everywhere on the planet. If you've had bagels in New York City, you know there's a difference. There's only one Philly version of this that is the best. Take a little mustard, some like yellow, some like Gouldens, gold, or God forbid you put Grey Poupon, spicy mustard. You gotta have it, man. You gotta have it. There's nothing like a Philly, you know what. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? It's that time of night. It's that time of night. I hope you got it. The answer is soft pretzels. Soft pretzels. Nothing like it. Let's go to the book quickly because I want to get you out of here. Samach sa. Fe silent f. Tav soft. 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 Upside. Oh, remember? You want to find that fe? Third row, second from the end. No dot makes an F sound. Soft. There's the pay. P, resh, pre. Sadi. Fourth row, first one. Pretzel. Lama, Zion. Pretzels. Soft pretzels. Roll. And that was 9 points if you got it. Okay, bear with me. You know how I hate math. 24 and 14 is 38. 38 and 24 is 62. 62 and 22 is 84. I've got 84. I don't know if that's accurate, so I'm going to be really generous. Anybody out there, if you got 60 or above, you get a prize. you get a prize if you got 60 points or above. Come on in and say, I was there, Mr. Katzman. Scouts honor, midshipman honor, honor. I was there and I got 60 points. Come on in. The prizes are yours, and the prizes are really cool. So everybody, I have a student who is joining me right now. Thank you all for coming. This is always my bestest, most funnest, most beloved hour of the week. Let's say goodbye to, where does it say it? I'm trying to stop recording, but I have to leave anyway. So you ready? Mwah, chef's kiss. Bye, everybody. You're the best. The best is best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. This was the bomb. I know they don't say that.
Bye.
Bye.